The school counselor called me at work and asked if it was true that I had changed the locks and left my son's bags on the porch. Yes, I said. That's exactly what I did. There was a long pause on the line before she told me she was obligated to report this to the authorities. I understand, I told her, and then I hung up. My boss was staring at me from across the room like he didn't recognize me anymore, but I didn't explain anything to him. I just went back to my computer and waited for the next phone call. My ex-wife was pounding on my door by 7 o'clock that night. "What the hell is wrong with you?" she screamed when I opened it. "He's 15 years old and you threw him out like garbage." I told her to come inside so we could talk privately, and she shoved past me into the living room. "I already called a lawyer," she said. "I'm taking the kids and you're never going to see either of them again." I told her she needed to calm down, and she picked up a picture frame off the mantel and threw it at my head. "Don't you dare tell me to calm down," she screamed. "My son slept on a porch because of you." The next morning, my mother showed up unannounced and sat me down at my own kitchen table like I was a child. "I didn't raise you to abandon your children," she said. "Your father and I are disgusted." I tried to explain that there was more to the story, and she held up her hand to stop me. "There is nothing you could say that would justify putting a 15-year-old boy on the street." My sister called that afternoon and said she was removing me from the emergency contact list for her kids because she didn't trust me around children anymore. My brother left a voicemail saying I was dead to him. On day 3, someone threw eggs at my car, and my ex-wife's father called to tell me he would make sure I never worked in this town again. I let all of them believe whatever they wanted because I was trying to keep my daughter's name out of their mouths. My ex-wife showed up again on the 4th day with a folder full of paperwork and told me to sign over custody of both kids immediately. "Sit down," I said. "There's something you need to see first." She started to argue, but I pulled out my phone and handed it to her. "Read it." It was a photo of the note I found under my daughter's mattress, written in purple ink on notebook paper. My ex-wife's lips moved while she read, and I watched the color drain completely out of her face. "She wrote that she wanted to go to sleep and never wake up," I said. My ex-wife looked up at me, and her voice came out barely louder than a whisper. "Why would she write this?" I took a deep breath because this was the part I had been protecting everyone from. "Because your son has been torturing her for the past 8 months. He told her he would suffocate her in her sleep if she ever said a single word to anyone. He killed her hamster right in front of her and made her dig the grave and bury it in the backyard while he watched and laughed." My ex-wife's hand flew to her mouth. "I took her to the doctor and she had bruises all over her ribs from where he'd been kicking her. The doctor asked if I wanted to file a police report, and I said yes. Do you want to know what the officer told me?" My ex-wife shook her head slowly like she didn't want to hear it. "He said that sibling disputes are a family matter, and there was nothing they could do unless my son put her in the hospital. He told me to handle it at home." I stepped closer to my ex-wife, so I handled it at home. I changed the locks and put his bags on the porch because my daughter told me she was going to kill herself if she had to spend one more night under the same roof as her brother. I chose the child who was planning her own funeral over the child who was making her plan it. My son lives with his mother full-time now and sees a therapist twice a week. Half my family still thinks I'm a monster, but my daughter is alive, and that's the only thing that matters to me.